Hello, today I'm going to show you how to change the brake bags on a Peugeot 107. Little car, I'm assuming it's the same as the Citroen C1 as well. Little tiny wheels on them. So what's happened is it's failed the MOT. So we have to change front brake discs, front brake pads and rear shoes. Bing bang bosh. We've got a delivery from there, the trusty eBay. Let's get it in, let's get it on, let's get cracking. First of all, before you jack the car up, you want a 17mm socket. Just loosen. Don't take them all off, just loosen them off, because if you take them all off, the wheel will fall off. Then we'll get the jack on, jack it up. Little tip, get the old drink bottle, slice it in half. That way, it'll stop your peanuts from getting covered in sand. Now, so what we do is we put all our nuts and bolts in here, keep it together, so you don't start kicking them all around the driveway, wondering why everything's gone. This is how we're going to jack it up. Jacking it up here, look. Up there. Get a little trolley jack underneath it. Jack it up. We're going to jack it up just so the wheels off the ground. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potatoes, 6 potatoes, 7 potatoes more. 1, bang, spud, cook it in. That's it. Off the ground. Let's get the wheel off. 1, 2, 3. Let's pull the wheel off. Bosh. There it is. So here's the brake pads there. Although they're worn, see there's the meat. Although they're worn, they don't look too bad, but they are worn, so we're going to replace them. When I take them off, I'll show you the new ones. But look at the disc. See, because they're worn, see that groove? What's happened is the brake pad's bind down onto the disc and it cuts that groove in. This is why the discs need changing and the pads need changing. Gonna pop the bonnet. Latches down here, passenger well. Give that little tug towards you. Listen for the click. Yes, jackpot click. Round to the front. You jack a car up if you haven't got no axle stands. Just get the old wheel front under there. At least if there's something happens, it's going to go down onto the wheel. Come around to the front, get your hand underneath. Go for a feel here. There's a little lever. Lift that and she'll come up. This bonnet stay okay. Goes in there. Boom. Then what we do, brake reservoir. Here it is here. I crack this off to release the pressure, so when we pull back the pads, just leave the cap on there but loosen it off. You can get a 12mm socket. I'm going to go straight in here. Undo these, get it in there. That one and that one. Ooh. Ooh. That one is a different size. So that one is 13. One's 12, one's 13. What does that mean? Get that off. This is the brake caliper. So in between the brake pads, what we have to do is we have to get this brake caliper back. This is just brake and clutch cleaner. What you do, get a screwdriver. So get it in between the caliper and the pad. Just push it back slowly because it's hydraulic. Just keep going back. See how that suddenly come loose? And that's come out, and you put that in between the pads then, push it in, see it's gone in? Can you see that? Goes all the way in, and there's your caliper. And what you've got to be careful of when you're doing that, around there's a rubber gasket. You've got to be careful you don't puncture that. So you're pushing against this and one of the brake pads. There is the brake pad. They just pop out. Get your 17mm socket. We're taking the frame off that held the caliper because we have to take the disc off. So you take the frame off. Sometimes you can take it off. It's got 2 bolts, one there. And one there. In there. That's it. And there's your slider frame that holds your caliper on. Now we have to take the disc off. What you do is when you take it off the slider, get your hammer, give the disc a smack all the way around, just because we're changing the disc anyway. Get your number 25 in there. Star, looks like that. That's it. Take that off. Like so. Then get your hammer. Bang. That's it. Disc is off. Now can you see the wear there? What we'll do is we'll compare the discs in a minute, but someone's got to be an offer before because it's got a bit of copper slip around it. Okay, here we go. There's our old pads and our disc on one side. These are the new ones. I've opened them up already. So look at the meat on this one. So before you fit anything, you try and fit it. Always have a look. But can you see the difference? So I would say this is only half worn. Still got plenty of meat in it. Plenty of meat. However, see that groove's full of crap. And if you look at the disc is rusty. The car's been sat up for a while. So there's the disc. I would have said you could have kept the pads, but because you fit a brand new disc, here's the disc. It comes complete in a plastic bag. It's slightly greased to stop it rusting. And look at that. I mean, that's the sort of thing there you want to stick in your bedroom. Can you see the difference? One's new, one's old. The thickness. The slots cut into it are called vented, so the air passes through there and it cools the disc down. As you're braking, you get kinetic energy. This disc actually will glow red, and when it gets too hot, you get a thing called brake fade, where these clamp that, they overheat, and because everything gets so hot, it won't slow anything down, and then these can actually melt to the disc. What's happened is this pad has actually grooved a groove into the disc. Now because we're fitting new discs, you might as well fit new pads. See? So seconds away, let's get it on. Get you a bit of brake cleaner. Let's get it round there. You see that? Clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. So you clean that up, then you get some of this. It's called copper grease. It's grease which has got bits of copper in it, and what it does is it helps with heat exchange, and plus that, because of that problem we had with banging a disc, this will get it off a bit easier. So you get some round there, flip the disc round, get a bit round there, job's a good one. And what you do, so that lug hole there has to line up with that there. So you just get it on, and then you can spin it around. Now what you have to do is, because everyone's tight, they don't give you new screws or anything. You would expect you'd get a whole brake kit. So with our makeshift nuts and bolts container, you have to reuse this bad boy. Okay, feed that through that hole there. And just put it on. Goes on that hole, not the others, is because it's countersunk. Can you see that? It's countersunk in. And you just hold the disc, give it a crack. And because Brian Shaw taught me this, he said, just give it another one. Grit your teeth. Grit your teeth like that. Give it a bit more. Give it a spray. Clean that up. Look at that. Beautiful. A bit of the old special sauce. Goes around here. This is where we took the slider off. Do you remember? Which is here. Same old thing. They don't give you anything. Why this is off, it's easier just to put a little bit of copper slip in there. That is where the brake pads are going to slide. If it's full of dirt and stuff, it's not going to slide very easy. Also, a little bit on there, a little bit on there, and this goes back on here like this. Then you get your old bolts, because they don't want to give you new ones unless you buy them, and we don't want to buy them because we're tight. Get your 17, number 3, blast it in. Same on that one. Just nip it up. Get your new brake pads. As I speak a bit of French, un, deux. A little bit of margarine around there. A bit of the old man fat. Then, what I always do, put a little bit there, and then it goes in here, look. So the shape that's cut round goes round the hub. So you just push it in until it's like that. Same as this one. Put it in there, find the top. To that one there, see that there, that's in the way. I just have to push that down a bit. Get that top one in, like that, and that one. Just have to push that down with a screwdriver to get it home. Then she's in. See, we got a bit of grease there. Spray that on there. That just gets it off, but we'll do that at the end. And then you get your caliper, put a bit round there, bit on there, and that. So when you put this on, you have to push these in. These are the sliders. Put it on there, then push it till that goes over, like that. Then get our odd size screws. Get your 13 up there. See this? You want that to be straight, like that. Get the 12 on. Buzz that on. Buzz that one on again. Don't go wild because you'll strip the thread. See, that's got movement. See that? Then when we pump the brake pedal, that will come out. Then what we do is we get a bit more copper slip, put it on the hub nut around there. Always with this hub nut, start it off by your hand, because what you do is you cross thread it when you fire Big John onto it. Get your 33, crank her on. You crank it round until it gets tight, then you keep cranking it. I've got to get to that bit there, to there. So I know I'm at the right torque. See, exactly where it came off is where it's going back on. Then you get your lump hammer, you get your chisel, and you just bend that in, like that. You just bend it in so it doesn't come off. Then you get your cleaner up. Now what I want to show you, when you cleaned your disc up, take the excess gear off there, reconnect your brake fluid. Now as we've pushed that in, what will happen is, as you've pushed those calipers in, because when it comes out it will use hydraulic oil to push it out, then as you push it in, that hydraulic oil will come back into the pot. Also, that will tell you a way if your pads need changing, because this hydraulic fluid will go down because the pads are coming out, it's using more hydraulic fluid. That's how you know they need changing as well. When we do the other side, you can either suck some of that out, but what I do is just put a rag down there, and if it overflows it'll be caught in the rag. Be careful you don't get any of this on your paintwork, because it's like paint stripper. Okay, see this here? That's the brake pad, the new disc. Can you see the gap there? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some pressure on the brake pedal and you'll see that gap shut. Ready? Yeah. And that's it. Give it a couple of pumps and the pedal will go hard. That is the caliper now come out to the disc. See? Now it's on the disc. Every time I touch the brake pedal now, so that is one changed. That's one changed. Now I'm going to do the passenger side. The passenger side is a reversal of the driver's side. Change the front discs and pads and rear brake shoes. Their garage wanted over 650 quid. The parts that I've brought here, including the windscreen wiper for it, came to less than £100. I know they have to make a living, but I'm a father and I'm skint, and the kids love takeaway food. They love PlayStation, they love pizza, they love McDonald's. I gotta get that money from somewhere. Check out the second video where I do the back rear shoes. Shoes, not the shoes that go on your feet, the shoes that go in your car. Yes, you didn't even know they had them. So check out the other video. Safe. 'Cause when you are with me,